You walked into a store planning to spend $20. You walked out spending $150. And the worst part, you felt good about it. That wasn't an accident. That wasn't you being careless. That was psychology, dark psychology, the kind companies spend billions of dollars researching just to get inside your head. Every price you see, every limited time offer, every only 3 left in stock, it's all designed to override your logical brain and trigger your impulses. I'm Dante, and today I'm exposing 7 psychological tricks advertisers use on you every single day. Once you see them, you can't unsee them. Let's get into it. Let's start with the most obvious one that somehow still works on almost everyone. Why is everything priced at $9.99 instead of $10 or $1.99 instead of $200? It's called charm pricing, and it exploits something called the left digit effect. See, your brain reads numbers from left to right, so when you see $9.99, your brain processes the 9 first. It categorizes that price as $9 and something rather than basically $10. Logically, you know it's 1 cent away from $10, but your subconscious, it already filed it in the under $10 category. Researchers tested this. They took the exact same product and priced it at $34, $39, and $44. The $39 version outsold both other prices, not because it was the cheapest, but because that 3 at the front made it feel like a $30 item instead of a $40 item. 1 cent. That's all it takes to trick your brain. And here's the dark part. Luxury brands know this too. That's why Rolex doesn't price watches at $9,999. They price them at $10,000 even, because round numbers signal quality and prestige. So cheap stuff ends in 99 to feel cheaper. Expensive stuff uses round numbers to feel premium. Either way, they're manipulating how you perceive value. You're at the movies. You want popcorn. Here are your options. Small popcorn, $3. Large popcorn, $7. Most people would grab the small. $4 extra for more popcorn you probably won't finish? Not worth it. But then the theater adds a third option. Small, $3. Medium, $6.50. Large, $7. Suddenly, everyone's buying the large. Why? Because that medium is a decoy. It exists only to make the large look like an incredible deal. For just 50 cents more than the medium, you get way more popcorn. The medium was never meant to sell. It was meant to push you toward the expensive option. Behavioral economist Dan Ariely tested this with magazine subscriptions. The Economist offered 3 options: online only, $59, print only, $125, print and online, $125. Wait, print only costs the same as print and online? Who would choose print only? Nobody. 0% of people chose it. But here's what's wild. When Ariely removed the print-only option and just offered online for $59 or print and online for $125, suddenly 68% of people chose the cheaper online option. That useless middle option, it shifted 52% of customers towards spending more money. Next time you see 3 pricing tiers, ask yourself, which one is the decoy? Only 3 left in stock. Limited time offer. Sale ends in 2 hours. Someone else is looking at this right now. Sound familiar? This is artificial scarcity, and it's one of the most effective manipulation tactics in advertising. Here's the psychology. When something seems rare, your brain automatically perceives it as more valuable. It's called the scarcity principle. We evolved to grab resources when they're limited because in nature, scarcity meant survival. Advertisers hijack this instinct. Amazon shows you only 5 left in stock, even when they have warehouses full of that product. Booking.com tells you 3 other people are looking at this hotel to create panic. Flash sales give you countdown timers to trigger urgency. And it works. Studies show that scarcity tactics increase purchase intentions by over 50%. People buy faster and think less when they believe something might disappear. But here's what they don't tell you. Most of this scarcity is fake. That limited edition drop, they'll restock it next month. That countdown timer, it resets when you clear your cookies. That only 2 rooms left message, it's been saying that for 3 weeks. Real scarcity exists, but most of the scarcity you see online is manufactured to make you panic buy. My rule, if something is pressuring you to buy right now, close the tab. Wait 24 hours. If you still want it tomorrow, then consider buying it. Urgency is almost always artificial.
A store shows you a jacket. The tag says $200, now $89. You think, wow, I'm saving $111. That's a steal. But here's the question you should be asking. Was that jacket ever actually worth $200? This is called anchoring. The first price you see becomes your reference point, your anchor. Everything after that is judged relative to that anchor. So, even if that jacket was always meant to sell for $89, showing you the $200 first makes $89 feel like a bargain. Real estate agents use this constantly. They'll show you a house that's way over your budget first. It's overpriced, needs work, not even what you're looking for. Then they show you the house they actually want to sell you. Suddenly, that second house, which is still at the top of your budget, feels reasonable, because compared to that first disaster, it's a great deal. Researchers found that anchoring works even when people know it's happening, even when the anchor is completely random. In one study, people spun a wheel that landed on a number, then were asked to estimate what percentage of African countries are in the United Nations. People who landed on higher numbers gave higher estimates, even though the wheel had nothing to do with the question. Your brain latches onto the first number it sees. Advertisers know this. That's why the original price is always inflated. Start your free trial today. Cancel anytime. Sounds harmless, right? You get something for free. If you don't like it, you cancel. Except that's not how it usually goes. Here's what's actually happening. First, there's the endowment effect. Once you have something, you value it more than before you had it. That Netflix account you've been using for a month, it's yours now. Canceling feels like losing something. Second, there's status quo bias. We prefer things to stay the same. Keeping your subscription requires zero effort. Canceling requires action. Most people choose inaction. Third, and this is the dark part, many companies make canceling intentionally difficult. They call it a roach motel. Easy to check in, nightmare to check out. You want to cancel your gym membership? Come in person during business hours and talk to 3 different people who are all trained to make you feel guilty. Want to cancel that subscription box? Navigate through 17 screens asking, "Are you sure?" with the cancel button hidden in gray text. The free trial isn't generosity. It's a psychological trap. They're betting that once you're in, you won't have the energy to get out. If you sign up for a free trial, set a calendar reminder 2 days before it ends. Decide then, when you still have time, whether it's actually worth paying for. Join 10 million satisfied customers. Bestseller. As seen on TV. 4.8 stars from 50,000 reviews. This is social proof. And on the surface, it makes sense. If millions of people bought something and liked it, it's probably good, right? Except a lot of that social proof is manufactured. Fake reviews are a billion-dollar industry. Companies pay for 5-star reviews on Amazon. They pay influencers to pretend they use products they've never touched. They create fake bestseller badges for products that barely sell. Here's a trick restaurants use. They put a customer favorite label on the dish with the highest profit margin, not the one customers actually order most. You think you're following the crowd. You're actually following the restaurant's bottom line. Why does this work? Because humans are social creatures. When we're uncertain, we look to others for guidance. If everyone else is doing something, it feels safe to follow. Advertisers exploit this by faking the crowd. Before trusting reviews, look for detailed negative reviews. Real customers complain about specific things. Fake reviews are vague and overly positive. Great product, 5 stars, tells you nothing. The battery dies after 2 hours and customer service took 3 weeks to respond. That's a real review. This last one is the most powerful and the most dangerous. Every ad you see is designed to make you feel something, not think something, feel something. Fear. Without this security system, your family is at risk. Guilt. Don't you want the best for your children? Inadequacy. Everyone else has figured this out. Why haven't you? Belonging. Join the millions who've already transformed their lives. Nostalgia. Remember when things were simpler? This product brings that back. Advertisers don't sell products, they sell emotions. They find your insecurities, your fears, your desires, and they attach their product to the solution. Feel ugly? This makeup will fix you. Feel unsuccessful? This course will save you. Feel lonely? This app will connect you. The product itself is almost irrelevant. What they're really selling is the feeling you'll have after buying it. And that feeling? It almost never matches reality. Studies show that exposure to idealized advertising increases anxiety and decreases self-esteem, especially in younger people. You see perfect lives, perfect bodies, perfect success. Then you look at your own life and feel like you're falling behind. That gap between where you are and where ads show you should be, that's not an accident. That gap is profitable, because the bigger that gap feels, the more desperate you are to close it with your wallet.
Here's the thing. I'm not saying never buy anything. I'm not saying all advertising is evil, but you should know when you're being manipulated. Charm prices trick your perception. Decoys push you toward expensive options. Scarcity creates fake urgency. Anchors make bad deals look good. Free trials trap you with inertia. Social proof can be manufactured, and emotional ads exploit your insecurities. Once you see these tricks, you start noticing them everywhere, and that awareness, that's your defense. Next time you're about to buy something, pause. Ask yourself, do I actually want this, or did someone just convince me I need it? I'm Dante. I read the dark stuff so you don't have to. If this video helped you see the game more clearly, subscribe. I expose psychological manipulation every week. I'll see you in the next one.